Hello and welcome back to Factorio. So, this episode, after we've hopefully fixed up our power problems, we're going to turn our attention to the issue of the green stuff, the green circuits. And yeah, like what do we want to do? So we're already producing green signs and we basically want to replace that. So we could build a train station kind of here, maybe. I think the space is here if we deconstruct stuff. We could also just expand that train station up here. It's a little bit weird that this one is here. There is not super good amount of space up here. Maybe there is, but like it's a little bit disconnected. Although it's not a problem, right? Because this green stuff, we could guide it in from the top here, kind of. Somehow we could manage it. I'm just like convinced that in the future we will move all the science stuff to a separate place. And maybe we should start with that even, but I don't want to, kind of. So I guess we'll start with just the simplest way to do it, which is to be sure that we will move things over, to, what do you call it? We will move it over to the other place. So I want to just quickly connect the power up in an alternative way, just in case we're going to destroy it, because I'm not sure we will. So this production we want to try to save, I guess, and then this here we will deconstruct. There we go. This we'll deconstruct. This we will. And then all the way up to kind of here, because that's gonna be just where the new thing will be plugged in. Yeah. And these here, ideally we can take them. Okay, that should be good. So come on guys, hurry up. Deconstruct stuff for us. These routes we will also be removing here, because we are no longer locally going to produce that stuff here. Although these ones I should not have. Yeah, the place to plug it in is basically here. And this one used to get stuff up here. Like that. This one, well, I mean, it's not really needed here. Although I guess it kind of is. The balance is out. Okay, whatever, that's fine. So more or less that will work. If we also finish off this, yeah. And now removing a bit of that stuff if needed, if not needed, yeah, that's fine. I think this is fine. So now we have space. So then we don't have any rails. I guess there's still some stuff in there that they're taking out slowly. Okay. Oh, they're taking it from the belt, I see. Okay, there was a lot of stuff on the belt, and it took them a while to get it off the belt. Alright, come back into my suit. Come on. And let's get a few stones. Then construct some rails, at least enough that we can make some reasonable progress. Okay. So the green circuit stuff, I mean, it's really stupid to put, like, ideally you'd have another circle. Okay, we're gonna just patch this stuff because, like, right now I'm not really happy with this main kind of base concept here anyway. Like, this will definitely have to go, and I will have to move stuff into different areas in the future, but for now I guess this is the way to go, and we'll just roll with it. And for now they can only connect to this area from, like, one side, which is fine. It's fine. So then let's place the entry signals here. Let's place the station here. And I have also been thinking about the names of the stations a bit, like how to name stuff, but I just cannot come up with perfect names. So for now this is currently called, what, the science part? Like, we call it science something, right? Science lab. I might want to name it after real places. The problem is, I think, like, I don't know a lot of real places that produce iron ore. So, I mean, for science lab you could come up with some, you know, famous scientific stuff like CERN or something, but so green circuit delivery, and then we have no unloading one, right? We just have a station loading. And the unloading is basically that one, just reverted. Yeah, that's true. So I guess we can still build it and then just invert it manually. But I would prefer to have like a... Yeah, I would like to have a template for the inverted one. But I think it's still faster to just have them build it. So do we have enough ingredients for that? Not ingredients, I guess. We need the medium power poles, a bunch of them. Otherwise, I want to build a few more fasten servers, yeah, then otherwise we're good. And then we are manually inverting this. What's there still missing? Oh, lights. Yeah, like that. Then, of course, we also... This is unloading. Good. And then let's create... We have a blueprint book even. What does a blueprint book do? Ah. Okay, so it just saves them for me, I guess. Create a copy, upgrade items, okay. Interesting. Alright, I will go with it. Let's do a new one. That would be like this. Yep. This will be the station unloading. Create a copy of that, and then how did I open that? Here. Station unloading. Okay, good. Then this one, just removing that inconsistency because we called the other one also without a dash. Okay, nice. Then we just need to unload that. Can just already craft a few more of them. Okay, that should be it. So the only thing that we need to do is call our train here. So this is currently sitting in the Green Circuit Town pickup. We wait for full load. Where is it? Full cargo? Oh, it's not at all full. Interesting. Then we want to come here to the Science laboratory green circuit delivery, and here it can unload. Empty cargo, yeah. For now that's pretty much it. Oh, okay, now when it started it will. So I guess there's some lack of deliveries probably down there. If it's not full. Let it come up here and we'll go down with it to figure out what's the issue. And we will also take a few things just so that we have them. Steel. The green circuits would be nice to take. I guess we don't want to stash them here because ideally we'll stash them here. So I will remove that stash for us. And we disconnected some power, it seems, when we did that renovation. And let's maybe make some redundancy here, just so that they're really connected. Yeah. Do we need belts and stuff? Maybe. Why not? Inventory full. Cool. Anything we need to craft in the meantime? Sure. We could use a few more repair kits the way we're driving usually. Okay, here we go. It's unloading that little bit of stuff that it has. That gets stuff going again. But we will not be waiting for that. It's just a little taste of what's to come. Because we are going down to the place to see that we can increase production. Or what's missing there to increase production. Oh, what way are we taking to go there? Interesting. I guess I was in my head, the production is like where the power town is, but it's actually up there. That's why this connection is not so ideal. But as you can see with the circles, at least it can turn around and approach it from the different direction, and it's not too big of an issue, I suppose. And yeah, this indeed does work, so... just throw that stuff in there. I would love to have like at least a tiny bit for my car later. So what are we missing? It seems like we are missing the what do you call them? The cables. So let's check that out. So you are currently here and you're trying to unload, but probably it's full. That's why it's not doing that. So here we need to have a count to say, please only wait here 30 seconds, and then you come to the next one, and then hopefully that will already get it to come here after it quickly fills up. That's the idea. I would also, even though we are lacking a little bit on the power base, usually, like to have some insight into what's going on here when I'm not here, so that I can check these things out remotely. So we're gonna build a few of them. Radars. Let's place them up here. Yeah, that will use quite a bit of power. They are using 300 kilowatts. Comparative to those, like they use half of that. Really crazy expensive, but we can then zoom in here on the map here and see what's actually going on here. Not to mention that they will uncover the stuff here. We have some nice iron ore deposits here for the future. That is good. That is good. So the cable one. Where's the cable car? No, where's the cable train coming? It's still loading full. It's not quite full yet, but that's okay. Almost. So let's get here. Just want to see that that's the only thing that's missing in the production cycle here. I guess probably there will also be need to increase general throughput and other things. And we also saw that we're bottlenecked by insertion speed, probably. But let's observe that for a second when the train comes. There it is. Yeah, the belts are not full. So that's definitely bottlenecking us, I guess. But we can make them a little bit fuller at least. yeah, those later ones, they don't get really enough resources because they do require a huge amount of them. That is true. They're never on the steel, right? The steel is not the problem. Actually, I would like to say that that's not true. The iron is also the problem. So then I suppose we can upgrade the belts. That's another option to get things out faster. But yeah, now we're lacking the quantity, really. Yeah, so delivering enough here to sustain this production here for any any longer time is probably an issue, and we're gonna need a lot of green stuff. I can already tell that we're gonna need a lot of green stuff. So maybe we should have placed this more where the cable production is nearby, and then actually produced cables locally, because we really need a lot of cables, it seems to me. Like, we need crazy amount of cables. Because now the cables, the next batch of cables goes to the science factory first. Although it only goes there like to try to deliver something there. Okay, we're bottlenecked here in iron 2. Yeah. So yeah, I'm thinking this design here, middle of nowhere, is not the most beneficial unless we invest a lot to upgrade the deliveries to here. Let's see. Let's see how this turns out. Here we have actually our old outpost for copper. I think this is the only... No, this is not the only copper one. We have the other one as well. Maybe we'll deconstruct that one here though. We're not using it fully. I kind of dislike that they dispatch some robots. That's how I'm losing those robots, because I'm hitting something random and then driving off. Iron 2 is down there. Right? No, it's not iron 2, but there's also some... Is that iron 2? I forgot. I think this is iron 2. Yeah, this is the same bottleneck that we had before. Yes. So, the entry signal is this one. So we'd have to remove those entry signals. Let's test it out if that actually works or not. I have the feeling that that's gonna be problematic with the signal here, because that signal, okay, it's showing green. Because why? Because there's one lane that it can go to, that's why this is showing green, but that would mean that if the next ore train came now, let me just actually simulate that just for fun. So if we said like this one should stay here, and now we have this other ore train that comes from iron 2, where it's now loading, and we'd say please come here to Völklingen. Okay, it cannot find the way to Völklingen because there's no entry signal. Yeah, I just feel like this is not actually how things work, is it? I think now it's on the way, but it will have the same kind of lockup again situation. Yeah, for sure. So this train will then drive up to here because it's the last signal before the station, essentially. And that'll screw it over. So how do you solve those things usually? I would have preferred if it was waiting here. I guess that's possible. We just have to maybe use like these combo signals. Reads the next signals on the path to allow better control of the trains. So I guess let's try. So if we place there instead of the normal signal, there is a normal signal here, I guess. Okay, let's firstly get you to go back. I cannot go back and forth with this one somehow. Okay, is this like still automated? Yeah, that's why. Please be manual. And please block the path until here. And you, I want to be going back a bit. Okay, actually I want them all to be back a little bit more even. I know this is gonna make our network a bit stupid. I'm sorry. So let's just figure this out. Here, chain signal. So this chain signal, would it allow you to go here? Yes. Oh no. Okay, this is actually fine because now it looks at the signal here and it knows like, okay, I cannot go here. And if I say this one, you can go, then it will allow this one to go out. And then the chain signal should turn, yes, that it can go through. And here, the chain signal should anyway also allow that because the destination path is available. So that's fine. That's really good. Okay, so glad that we figured that one out at least. So that will improve the throughput here in Völklingen, which looks pretty okay-ish for now, I suppose. Do the last ones actually work? That's always the big question, and they do with a little bit of flickering sometimes, so I think we're at the maximum capacity, so we should probably try to increase the output from the things, because we have 3 input lanes, but only 2 are being supplied here, so there is some discrepancy here. So let's work on that quickly. That we can get a 3rd lane up here. And then balancing them like that. I think for sure we want to balance them, just not like that, I think. So what is the 3x3 balancer? I don't know. Usually it's okay to just slap some stuff down. That would balance like from the right side into the middle, from the right side into the middle, something like that. Should be more or less like balanced, but I guess there's probably not. It's probably not correct. At least it's not ideal, probably. But I guess it's fine enough. Would be my suspicion that we're not going to be too bad on this one. Then from here, we're just routing them each individually into here, so something like that. And we will just dump those. So it would of course be nice if the ore train came, there it is, so that we can actually fill these belts. And I guess it does not hurt if we just build a few fast extractors here. And I also don't mind if we just place a few lights here. So we have 3 belts that are filled, fully filled. And that should hopefully up here also lead to 3 fully saturated belts on things. That we can actually increase production at the back end here. So far not quite. Although I see that there's some reaching now the back still. Yeah, on the right, very right side and middle sometimes here, they're actually reaching the back, and they're, yeah, I think we're good. I think we're good. Like this solves it. I think on the left side here it just takes a little bit longer to fill up because the the paths are a little bit longer, but for sure, like this seems like we're actually extracting it at an appropriate speed, and that is perfect. Yeah, perfect. And when it comes to combining them, we're inserting that here basically also only on 3 lanes. So there's also a little bit of a discrepancy because we're actually producing from 3 lanes, so why not we have 3 lanes running down here at least, so that we can kind of split it off 1 here. Maybe that would be good. And then are we rebalancing them down here again? I guess so. I guess that's okay. Maybe, yeah. Yeah, I think there's enough balancers that things are kind of okay. That we're getting enough to the steel production as well. Not, I guess ideally you would make like a lot more for the steel production, because we are definitely not saturating that sufficiently. So, do we have enough stuff to get things? We need stone bricks, and everything else we have kind of here. So don't mind if I just take a bit of that. And of the steel. Don't mind, right? So we want to build these furnaces for that advanced circuits. We have a lot. Steel plates, yeah, that's all good. We just have a little bit too much of an inventory. But that's what we have cars for. We can just throw in like a few things. Luckily for us also, the stone production facility that is completely underutilized by us is right here. So we can just grab a few things here, like that, grab a few more. Okay. We have everything else that we need for that type of endeavor. I guess it wouldn't hurt to have a few more medium electricity poles. Maybe 200 is definitely overkilling it, so let's get that down to a reasonable number, around 80. And then, yes, I think everything else we should have. Underground belts, we have more than enough. Yeah, inserters and lights, we could use also a few more. But yeah, otherwise we can definitely copy paste our smelting here, and we'll get 1 more, I think. That's the idea. And that will be this. That would be a small smelter array. That will be placed right about here. And we'll place that into our funny book of good things. When it comes to connecting it up, yeah, that's a bit of a bigger question. I guess the arrays, the belts here are saturated enough that I will feel too bad to kind of put 1 here to split it off. At least not for now. When it comes to going down here, we want to go over to here, I guess, and then maybe kind of route it directly in here. Actually, why not? That will be just for the iron, just so that we can increase the output here on the iron. Sorry, steel. I'm completely confusing these two things always. And yes, it's already running, but we need a few more things were to be complete. The robots will quickly take care of that. Okay, anything missing? What could be missing? Power pole. Okay, I can understand that. I can understand that. Let's decrease the amount of smelters that we're trying to build here. Focus on those power poles, maybe make a few less in the beginning. Then, yeah, we have enough smelters, don't overproduce so that we don't have an inventory full of smelters when we're not building smelters. So let's just give it a second while we're waiting for power poles. And there we go, that should be it. That does help, but they are still extremely slow. How much do they produce? 20 to 1? Really? Is that the ratio? No, that can't be. Like, it just fills up here, right? I think so. Yeah, but it looks like we can actually definitely get another of those arrays as well, so why not? Small smelter array should be good. It's the same, right? Yes. 2 inputs, yeah, it's the same as the other one. Sure. Okay, then we'll join them up here, and when it comes to supplying it, yeah, I mean, ideally you would split it off here in the beginning. So let's do that so that we're not having unequal competition between these two. So it would be like that for this. And then here another one. Like so. And then here we'll just route it up here. Oh, it's great that it jumped here twice. It figured that one out. So the only downside is like one smelter array is like routed directly here to the steel production, and the small downside with that is that this one cannot be loaded as iron. If the steel is, for example, backed up and this other one is working only for the steel, then it will not be producing for the iron production. It will only produce for the steels that's already backed up, and so the capacity is a little bit wasted. I think we can optimize that slightly. In a second, I just want to build up the rest of these things here if I can quickly enough. Yeah, there we go. We can optimize, like this one, this left one here is only producing for these steel smelters, and it's coming in here. So I think we can maybe we can say that this one, this is the core input, like from the right and left side, that this prioritizes the input from the left side, or from the right side rather, I guess. Yeah, that this right side here is prioritized, so the left side here is only taken if nothing is on the right side. So that at least utilizes the left one a little bit more extensively than the other one, which is exactly what we want for this type of thing. So that should be good. Yeah, the one side is backed up, so yeah, maybe the splitting here is not quite as equal, or like it's just historically backed up. I'm not sure, but we'll see if it works or not in a bit. But overall, seems interestingly okay. I think we don't have enough ore to the left side here because we are only supplying 2 with kind of 1 here, and these 2 get 1 individually. the correct way would be to take off some capacity from the others, I guess. Although I'm not sure what the best way would be. I guess we could take it from here. And route a secondary line here. Would give us a little bit more capacity on these two, because that's what we in the end want. Because we're splitting a kind of one input line to four, and then it's clear that these cannot be saturated. Even with two they cannot be saturated unless they are getting backed up slowly. And I think with two they might get slowly backed up, with one it was impossible. So let's see. Yeah, I see a few on the middle one here, they're reaching the back furnaces now. That's exactly what we want, and they get backed up also. Yeah, that's definitely what we wanted. So this is the right kind of image to look for here. Then let's see about the smelters here. So here we have still a problem that these ones are nicely backed up, but the ones on the bottom, they're not fully utilized. So we have one input here, one input for two, and here we have more kind of two inputs for two, I suppose. So maybe we need to do the same kind of thing here and have another input line. Maybe. Maybe. Okay, let's redesign that quickly. Preoccupied with getting us the iron ore from those lines, I guess. That does take them quite a bit. So here's basically one input, and the other one is, let's put it like here, that's the second input for the other line. And each of those should be supplied with both of those inputs that we have on the top. So this one and this one, they both need to be supplying each of the other ones. So we will split that one here, and here we will route it directly in here, and we will also put it here like so, and then here this one will have to go back one. We could also just put it up here, but let's put it here, and then kind of like this. Then like that. So each of the two input lines here goes into each of the two splitters, I guess. So the left side here should also, well, the left side I say, but it's the right side, I guess. They should be prioritized on those so that we can get the input from the from the left smelting array here is a little bit prioritized overall. But this gives us a little bit more equal distribution of things, I would say. And if we want to be strict, we could probably route more from the main line here to there as well. Did I disable the alt mode? Yes. Yeah, right now we're still filling up here, so maybe it's not so urgent, but let's help it to fill up a little bit faster, because it seems like we're backed off and the furnaces are not working because of that. And there's no reason to be slow when we can be fast. And maybe we even be generous and produce a few of the stack inserters here for really fast loading. Do the last furnaces work? Yes, they do. They do get backed up even, so this seems fine. You don't have to put in more effort to that, I would say. Yeah, here they're having actually trouble putting onto the belt because the belts are at capacity. That's fine, that's what we want to see. Being at capacity is not a bad thing. It just means that you're using things efficiently, I guess. So let's quickly finish off these inserters. Then we have done quite well for ourselves. Oh, we have a train running out of fuel. How iconic. So then I will end the episode in a second, but so if you want to go, you can already go, but I will just quickly fill up that train so that we don't forget about it. And where do I park my car? Up here. Wait for me! Wait for me, train! Cool. Yeah, the trains are fast. I don't like this. I don't like this one bit. I don't like to drive on this track. Alright, where are you? Oh my god, my car is also out of fuel. How iconic. And yeah, of course we don't have any fuel also. That's another thing. But, you know, we're just here for a little bit of track maintenance anyway. There's a little bit too many trees near the track here. So, you can run on them for a little bit at least. Alright, thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. Take care.